Where in the world are Angel and Anita? They could be anywhere, helping animals in the wild, with hearts ready to share. Teaching people with open minds.
Welcome to part two of our Thailand episode. So when you saw us last, we were at the beautiful Ritz-Carlton resort called Hule Bay
Resort.
Resort.
Yes, it was a resort.
Okay, let me start over.
What's a resort? It's almost like a desert. Look at me, I've got like my. This is the
You're doing the weird thing to your eyes. Okay,
I have this weird like.
Neanderthal fries. Okay.
We're gonna be starting over.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to part two of our Thailand episode. In part one, we were at the beautiful Ritz-Carlton Resort, Hule Bay.
What's a reserve? But
It's a resort.
you called it. It is. It's a reserve, but you call it. I don't know, something weird.
You think I called it a dessert, but I was saying a resort.
A resort. A resort. It's a resort and a reserve. I'm like, which is what it actually was.
Okay, so we were at the beautiful Pule Bay,
Resort, reserve.
and should I film this all over again?
Probably a start over.
Okay.
But don't you like delete it and start over?
No, I edit it.
Oh, let's go. Up that eyes, Lord. Let's go. Okay, so we were.
Shh. Hey, everybody. Welcome to part two of our Indonesia vacation. And what?
Oh, I'm sorry. It's like five. Indonesia. Baby. We were in a resort, we were in a resort, we were in a.
And you're like, what?
I don't know. We should do that. We definitely should do the Indonesia one soon. That's gonna come up next. Oh God, I'm so out of Botox. Trip tip number one. Always do Botox before you leave on vacation. At least like 2 weeks before. So that's time to.
I've never had Botox, just for the record.
She's just so natural.
So, take 85.
Okay, let's go.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to part two of our Thailand adventure.
That's right.
We were in the beautiful Ritz-Carlton Reserve Resort called Pule Bay last time. But since then,
yes, okay.
We've shown you Bangkok. And from Bangkok, we've gone into the jungles.
Yes.
And we have traveled from there throughout Thailand. And we are going to show you some of the greatest things that Thailand has to offer. So stay tuned. Here we
Tip
go.
number two, keep your shoulders covered. There are too many temples in Thailand. Tip number one is get Botox before you leave, if that's your thing. Looks better in the pictures. It does.
Anything else you need to say before we move on to the beautiful Thailand landscape?
Oh, I don't know if it's all that beautiful. The go on the water was kind of brown, but carry on.
So here we go down the Kwai River. It was a pretty cool boat ride. What'd you think, Anita?
Yeah, it was cool.
It
was like a long boat. We didn't really know what to expect. But there's a lot of water in Thailand, man. That's waterland, water world.
We were on a lot of boats in
Thailand. Global warming thing is gonna happen. That's gonna be the first thing with this little island. They already got the boats going, so I think they'll be okay.
But it was really cool. We went down these long boats, and it was the only way to get to the resort that we stayed at. And when we got there, it was pretty neat. It was this resort. The pool looks green, but it's because of the tile. It's not algae. It's called
Hotel. It's a resort hotel. It's like
Yes.
the reserve.
And this is our room, which was pretty cool. It's like this little bungalow thing. So the grounds were really pretty. And we go into our room. And it was a pretty rustic kind of hotel room, but really, really neat. We enjoyed it. I think that was one of our favorite places that we stayed on this trip. So we had the bed, and then we had a bathroom attached to it, but it was our own little, little space.
I need to take the videos, really.
Yeah, the video's not that great.
Did I make one?
I don't know. Anita might have a better video, but I couldn't figure out how to get the lights on at that point. But then we went and we did this ceremony. This was the ceremony that basically was
okay, she kind of jumped there from one thing to another. We were in the room, and then that night, 2 nights prior was the full moon. So I have these full moon ceremonies. So they decided to actually show us what it's like. So you cut a piece of a banana tree, and you put some flowers on it. They make these pretty little leaf arrangements around it, put a candle in it, piece of incense, and you light it all, and then you go out and you put it on the water. Very beautiful while they're chanting and singing. Very much like if you've ever been to Hawaii, one of those kind of Polynesian ceremonies they have there. But keep in mind, Thailand's not that far from that part of the world. It is Southeast Asia. So that was very interesting. And then we heard that there is a cave not very far. That's all they tell you. There's a cave. I thought it was a lava cave.
But it's a Lawa Cave.
There's just like a little bit of a, I don't know, indentation in the rocks made from lava. No, it's a lava cave. And it's very freaking cool. You go there, really cool. Yeah, nobody guides you. You have no idea where you're going, what you're doing.
They just give you a flashlight.
Here's a ticket and a flashlight. And it's like $5 to go in. So you enter this freaking cave. And it's got this really cool little Buddhist altar with these little ornaments. And it just keeps on going and going and going. Yeah. And nobody guides you. The lights there are very dim. This is lit by our phones and a flashlight that they gave me.
It's actually really easy to get lost in there because you could go exploring off of the
Exactly.
paths.
It just keeps on going and going in all sorts of different directions. And I'm claustrophobic, but I'm like, you know what? This is so cool. Because usually when you enter a cave, there's like so many restrictions. There's a guide. There's a ton of people. It was just the 2 of us. If our flashlight went out, it would be dark. The lights that they provide is really not enough to really see anything. But it's millions of years old. I think the whole span of the cave was like 2 kilometers, which is about 0.6 miles. But then, just as I started having fun, I remembered those kids that got trapped in the cave in Thailand, which actually happened to be in the same province in 2018. I don't know if you guys remember.
For those that don't remember, it was
they had a flash
flood. They went in the cave. I think it was a soccer team with their coach. They went in the cave, and there was a flash flood, and they got trapped in there because there was like millions of gallons of water that poured into this cave. And they had to keep retreating deeper into the cave to not drown. And tell the rest of the story, Anita.
Yeah, so it was ridiculous. I read up about it. It was like 10,000 people involved. They pumped millions and millions of gallons of water, tried to pump it out of the cave, but it just kept on flooding. And it was like so weird. Monsoon season started a little early. So they went into the cave. By the time they came out, the entrance was flooded. And water just kept on pouring in. And this is what is so cool about Southeast Asia with these monsoon seasons. That it's dry one moment, and then it just starts raining and raining. And my legs aren't really that weird and skinny. She's just filming them from a difficult, tricky angle. Well, I'm trying to match the stalactites and stalagmites.
Okay.
With my skinny little legs.
But anyways, back to the cave. The cave is really cool. It was really neat exploring it. Like she said, we were in there by ourselves, so it was kind of, you had this element of danger because you don't know where you're going or what's going to happen.
Crawl through very like you can see it's really dark, and we had to crawl through like this really this was huge, and then we had to go crawl through these really narrow tunnels, and it just kept on going and going. As you can see, it's millions of years old with all the stalagmites and stalactites, and it's unknown. It's just like
Well, the story was actually a guy was hunting a porcupine, and he shot the porcupine, and the porcupine ran in the cave, and that's how they discovered the cave.
I was kind of hope that he'd get lost after shooting the porcupine, but hopefully the porcupine survived. But yeah,
so this is us on our way out. Anita is kind of walking quickly, and I was like, "Where are you going with that flashlight? I can't see." But she's on a mission to get out of the cave now.
Because you know what? There are so many different ways that you can take. I was lost there for a moment because their little guiding lights are few and far between. It's really freaking dark in there. And there are different pathways going in all different directions. And some of them they would like block off with a chain. But it's really, I think it's easy to get lost in there. And I don't even think they would care or know what happened to us. They'd be like, well, yeah. Two tourists got lost in the jungle somewhere.
There is the light at the end of the tunnel, so we're making our way out.
I was kind of relieved to see that.
And we've made it back to daylight. Oh, but also to get up to that cave, we had to climb about 400 steps.
Yeah, it's quite a climb.
It was quite the climb.
It's worth it though.
That was humid. That was a lot of climbing.
I was.
Ah, but we made it out.
Glad we did it.
Super, super cool. We did not know what we were getting ourselves into. But we paid our fee, and they just sent us in alone in the cave. Yeah, but we made it.
Yeah, so I just wanted you guys to pay attention to that map that was behind us, because that is how deep the cave actually was. It can easily compare with some of the world's most famous caves. It had at least 6 big cathedrals, a lot of little tunnels.
No, I have to say, we went into a cave in Barcelona, I believe it was, or outside of Barcelona.
Yeah.
And it cost quite a bit of money to get into it. And there was a huge line going in, and there was a lot of regulations and restrictions, and we went through it. It was cool to see it. But this was like on a whole new level. I mean, this cave was way cooler than the Barcelona cave. We were the only 2 people in there, and it was like she said, it was like a few bucks to get in. It was crazy.
Indiana Jones experience.
It was Indiana Jones for sure. Yeah, like you felt like you could have found some buried treasure while you're like navigating through
Buddhas and like
Buddha
statues and like little shrines and stuff, which is really cool.
So yeah, definitely it was pretty cool. So definitely one of the neater adventures.
To the Lawa Caves, or
not the Lava Cave, but if you make it to the Lawa Caves.
Yeah.
Because when we were first looking, we're like, where's the Lava Caves? And everybody's looking at us like, what are you talking? It was the Lawa Cave.
Oh, it's like, where's the volcanic mountain? But it is volcanic area, so yeah. And then from there onwards, we decided to explore a bit more. Initially we were told like the only food is around our little resort, but we decided to go and explore. Yeah,
I think we have more videos of that later.
Well, first you're gonna meet the dogs. So.
Oh, maybe we don't show that.
No, the dogs are coming up.
Oh, we do show the dogs because we meet the dogs.
I have lots of.
This is what happens. We meet the dogs first, and we're like, oh my god, there's like this mama with all these puppies. They come running up, and they're so hungry,
so cute.
And then we're like, can we feed them? So we end up finding this really cool restaurant. And I have
videos and pictures.
Hey, listen, we're vegetarian. We did not buy any meat this whole time. Except I tried to get a chicken breast, and they're like, we're out of chicken. I had to get a piece of pork.
Tell them more about it. It is a floating. Well,
they're gonna see. They're gonna see. We're getting there. We're getting there
in the river. It's like the Amazon, in the middle of nowhere. I think the Kwai River area is like South America's Amazon. Yeah. But yeah, we should show them that. Cutest dogs.
You're gonna see it. So here we are. This is the really cool restaurant that Anita was talking about. And this is actually like a resort that's floating on the water. And there's a restaurant there where you can sit on the river. It was really fantastic. Tell them about it.
Well, it had a totally expansive menu, cocktails, whatever you want. And it was literally floating. And these are little cabins
that you can
actually rent. And I think the whole thing can just take off and go down the river if they want to.
They can, yeah.
We had fantastic drinks, good food, and we bought a pork chop for the doggies.
A pork chop with fried rice for the puppies in the mama, and they were all extremely happy with
Why does it look like I'm tasting? I swear I didn't taste the meat.
It looks like you're sucking.
What? doing? What the fuck? I'm not. I'm biting in half. I don't eat meat. That was the ricey things. That was not the pork. I swear I'm vegan. You can't have skinny arms and legs like that if you eat pork, I promise.
Oh my god, I'm dying because what happened was
What was I biting?
You weren't biting it. It was really hot, so you were blowing on it.
I was just blowing on it, people. Those of you that know what I'm talking about, there's a big difference between blowing and biting.
It looks like you're like
I wasn't biting.
But no, I can attest to it. Anita has not eaten meat in the past, like, I don't know how many, 30 years at least.
Well, decades. Don't give away my age. 40 plus.
But anyways, this is where we were staying. It's beautiful in the mountains, and this is our ride back, because we had to take the boat out of there when we left.
That's what was so cool about it. You can't reach it unless you bring things with the boat, and there really aren't much traffic.
And then we stopped along the way, and we got this really cool rice that they cook in these bamboo shoots.
And look, people, no plastic. This is their packaging. They cut the bamboo, they boil the rice, they put either beans or raisins in it.
And then this is happening way too fast, but we ended up in the palace. And we were touring the palace, and look at that. It's one of those...
that was a whole another day, different show. But yes, there was a monitor dragon.
Yeah, which is really cool.
Lizard.
That was the biggest one that we saw on this trip. So he was really super cool.
Do make an effort to go to Rotal in the Kwai River. Go see Thailand. Mm-hmm. Beautiful, beautiful place. Very clean. Very safe. I would say probably my favorite country in Southeast Asia. I've got some issues with it, but for the most part, lovely people.
And this is our group of people that we're traveling with. These are some bikes that we rented, and we rode around these ruins, which was beautiful.
Yeah, 800 years old.
There's beautiful Anita standing in one of the resorts that we stayed at.
And some of these outfits just make me look so fat.
And no, not at all. This was actually a family that they do indigo dyeing. So batiks, if anybody's heard of that, it's where you drip the wax on.
Well, this is not really their thing, but the indigo is. It is a leaf that grows in the forest that they boil. They mix it with lye. Is it lye or lime?
I don't know.
I guess like the white stuff. And then they color it. Well, they can make little wax patterns on it like a batik. But this is a typical color. And it's the indigo blue that the American jean, that they used to color the first American jeans. Mm-hmm. And until today, it still has that sort of blotchy color, which is what made jeans famous. Hail to Levi.
Yeah, no, it's super cool. So this family's been doing it for generations, and we got to go there and watch what they do. And then we also got to make some of our own, which was really cool.
But you know what's really cool about the Thai people? They have 1% unemployment. And this is the reason why. This lady has this business. Look at how primitive it is. She's got these clay pots. They're over 100 years old. They actually, her son goes into the forest. They go into the forest. They pick these leaves. They boil them down. They use this really age-old technique that they've kept in the family for years, for generation after generation. In the front they have a little store, and they make enough money to support their families. They are very ingenious, industrious people. They come up with brilliant ideas, and we tried it. It's not rocket science, but you know what? It shows you necessity is the mother of invention.
Yes.
Good on. He said when you pick the mold that you like, and because this is still like a room temperature, you need to warm up in a hot pan with the wax.
ประมาณ10 วิครับ
10 seconds. After it's getting warm,
อันนี้พร้อมแล้วพร้อมแล้วเราก็
this is ready.
เช็ค
You shake one time. Ping.
เช็คแล้วถือมาตรงๆห้ามยกดูไม่งั้นมันจะหยด
You need to move it like this. If you do like this, it will dipping.
ตรงๆอย่างนี้
And stamp. ขาหนึ่งหางขาด
อันนี้บล็อกมันหัก
I said the elephant, the tail is missing. He said somebody break it.
Oh no.
The block
Okay, so here I'm making an indigo batik, I guess placemat. They give you a lot of different designs. You dip it into beeswax, and you decide what you want to do. And it really means...
But basically, where you put the beeswax, it's void of color there.
Yes.
So then when you dip it in the indigo, that color won't show up.
Exactly. It's a typical batik, which we will tell you
and
about.
And there's ours that we
Indonesia.
did together. So thanks for watching this part of it. We still have a bit more of Thailand to show you.
There's a lot to see. This was just the beginning.
So we will show you more. But so far the Thai people have been amazing. They've been really friendly, artistic. Culture. Yeah, very, very cool people.
It feels like a very clean country, which I love. Sometimes when you go to Southeast Asia, you can be disappointed in how dirty things can be and how much trash is around. But this is beautiful, clean, and we're gonna show you a little bit more. Stay tuned.
So we have more to show you, and in the next episode, we're going to be going to an elephant sanctuary, and we have a lot more stuff happening. So stay tuned. Lot of more beautiful Thailand to come.
Cooking lesson.
Yes. We'll see you soon.
Peace.
She sleeps in the sand. Yes, now many times mother can run will fry before they forever permanent. The edge of my brain